8:50 a.m. here in Ireland. So if you didn't know, I am actually Irish. Maybe you could not tell by the accent, you know. It is possible. I have been told in the past, my friends, that I don't sound Irish for some reason. Don't know why that is, but yeah, that seems to be a thing. So my friends, welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody is safe and well. My friends, we're going to take a look at the basically this is the final public preview version, let's put it that way. Public preview version of the new My Game Steam mod, which will be hopefully available on Monday. We need to do a little bit of testing over the weekend to ensure that the mod is up to standard, no errors, issues, bugs, whatever, that it's doing what it's supposed to be doing and that type of thing. So yeah, we'll take a couple of days to test the mod, and we are going to try and shoot for Monday for the public release of the mod. So you will be able to download the Ropa RootCrop Cart from mods.mygamesteam.com from Monday. And I am sure that the quote unquote dodgy websites will probably copy and paste the mod to their own websites, as they kind of do. They do take mods from other websites, and they have bots and that type of thing that are able to capture farming simulator mods and put them on their website automatically. Right, so yeah, putting a lot of work into the mod for the last week. My games team has finished up all the final work on the mod. So we're going to do a bit of testing this morning, and just make sure that everything is hunky-dory, as they say here. So I'm going to take you through kind of the some of the details of the mod. If you watch my previous streams, you know pretty much what this mod entails. I mean, I've been very upfront and about the whole modding process. I thought it would be a good idea to actually, you know, with the various builds and that type of thing, to show off the modding process. I know that 82 Studio does that. He does Maya and Blender testing live and that type of thing. Now, while I don't necessarily do the kind of the actual live modding stuff, when my game team finishes a build of the mod and he sends it to me, the zip file, I like to test it live and show people. And it also proves to people as well that we have actually genuinely worked on the mod and added, in Blender and in Giants editor, that type of thing. It's a proof of work as well. That's showing the whole modding process kind of live, as it were. Right. So look, we'll take a look at the mod here. So we'll go through the details, the text. There's in the mod description. There's a bit of text here that I want to read out to people. So you when you download the mod, you should read this, because there is um, information here that will be kind of valuable to you. So the author, of course, is My Game Steam version 1.000. There will not be any updates to this particular mod. So 1.000 will be it. Not going to update it any further than what it is. Um, My Game Steam has built in a very, very substantial amount of work into the mod that it doesn't really need an update, unless there's something fundamental that we missed, in terms of a bug. Uh, the actual 3D model itself is as far as we could, bring it. It's a very high level of standard, and it's there's a substantial difference between the original, let's say, FS19 mod and the new 22 version. So the file size it's roughly about 12.1 megabytes. So I'm going to go through the notes here. So Ropa RootCrop Cart notes. So we have observed that the cart will sometimes wobble or crops fall through bottom when filling. This is a Giants engine phenomenon, which it is. So 3D model substantially rebuilt, including new belts, pneumatic pistons, hoses, sounds, object changes, and numerous other additions. There's too many to list, so I'm not going to go through everything, but if you've seen my kind of live preview builds, I've taken people kind of through everything that we've added in each subsequent build. Pipe has partial collisions. This is intentional. 3D model is not 100% accurate to the real world Ropa Big Bear, and we've never claimed it is. We have done our absolute best to try and make the 3D model and the mod as presented as accurate as possible to the real world Ropa Big Bear without rebuilding the entire thing from scratch in Blender. My Games team does not do that. He takes existing mods, modifies them, and tries to improve upon them. So he doesn't build mods from scratch. Let's just be aware of that. So let's go. So the green beacon light, green beacon will activate once cart is 100% full. A beep sound will also be heard. If you turn off power to a tractor, the green beacon continues to flash. This is a Giant's engine limitation. Cart is set up to prevent pipe folding while filled with crops. Unfold the pipe in order to fill the cart. So it's basically giving you information, kind of things that we have observed during our testing process. You know what I mean? For example, the fact that the cart will wobble. We've noticed that in game while testing. That's a Giant's engine thing. There's nothing we can do about that. Other trailers wobble as well, as I've demonstrated on my live streams. So the XML features a hidden line under fill unit. So that's a section of the XML. It adds future support for additional root crop types. And then it says modded maps must support these additional root crop types or the root crop cart will generate an error. So if you have a modded map, right? So there are modded maps out there that have additional root crop types, carrots, onions, parsnips, right? So that map has to support those particular root crop types, in order for. So if you have a map, right, that has carrots, right, you can load in the mod with that hidden XML entry line, and basically, that this root crop cart will hold carrots. Now you need a little bit of very, very basic XML knowledge. It'll be very, very easy to unhide the line. You know what I mean? So it's kind of set up. You'll be able to visually see it in the XML, the line in question, because it'll show green. So yeah, anybody, and if anyone does have any issues with trying to unhide that particular line, just shoot me an email on Discord or my Games Team's Discord. And yeah, we'll help you through that kind of process to unhide the line. It's very, very easy. So yeah, modded maps must support these additional root crop types or the root crop cart will generate an error. Future root crop support includes carrot, onion, cabbage, red cabbage, white cabbage, asparagus, and parsnip. Please report any issues on My Games Team's Discord. So we have a link, obviously. So you'll be able to click on the link here. And this is his website, mods.mygamesteam.com. There is an option on this mod for Simple IC. It is optional. It is not necessary. But if you want that kind of Simple IC feature, you'll have to download the zip file for Simple IC. And the link to download it is here. Right. So everything is here for you, right? So we have oh, look at that. So I need to make a little bit of an edit here. Look, so it says starting price 128,000. That's right. But look at the capacity. It says 48,000 liters. I should have updated that to reflect 48,000 and 98,000. So I'm going to have to edit the entry here to reflect that. So the root crop cart has two capacity options. It is 48,000 liters and 98,000 liters. So I need to edit this. I forgot to do that there. So the weight is 11.6 ton. Root crops, it holds, by default, it holds sugar beets and potatoes. Okay. So these are kind of the options here, the shop options. Added full added full capacity alert beacon option, including sound, added simple IC functionality for the grain door, added Trucktronics trademark weight scale option, added brand option for Rupa or Amititech, added ladder plus color choice option, added fire extinguisher option, added warning triangle option, added cart capacity option, added beacon lights option, added side markers option, added work lights option, added mud flap option. Okay, and then at the bottom here we have the credits. Very important. So these are all the people who previously worked on the mod. Now, just to be aware, my friends, I have written permission from one of the team members who worked on the FS17 version of the mod was worked on by the FSM team, and one of the modders who actually did the 3D modeling. I have written permission from him, so his name is Chefkoch. Right, so I have written permission from him. Now I have attempted to contact the others, but do remember, my friends, this is a mod from Farming Simulator 13. And it's been updated over the years to 15, 17, 19. So, for example, the Amity team worked on the 19 version. So I have put the word out there for people to contact me. If anyone has any issues or whatever, or I am available. You can contact me on Discord. We'll work something out. Let's put it that way. So right, so yeah. The obviously the credits here are very important. I've also credited at the bottom here Smitty and Tony Miff. So these are two Twitch streamers. They've been extremely helpful in the testing process and offering advice. So I'm very grateful to Smitty and Tony Miff, and yeah, we've put his names in the mod description credits. So that's the mod there. Look, the Ropa RootCrop Cart. Okay. It's down here, obviously. So we'll load in. So yeah, this should be the public version. There should be no more changes to the mod after this. It's done, basically. It's done. So yeah, it took a few weeks of work, to get the mod up to the kind of the standard I was hoping for, Right, so we have the Ropa RootCrop Cart here. Okay, she's 128,000, 400 horsepower required, 48,000 to 98,000 liters, 11.6 ton. I'm going to pull up the log. Very, very important that you look at the log. So we just go through the log and see if there's anything there. So once again, my friends, if you're not, so this warning is from the base map, the Elm Creek map. It is there because my graphics are set to ultra quality. So if I was to turn down my graphics settings, that warning would disappear. It has nothing to do with the mod. So I have, so I've got a mod in my folder. On the mod hub you had the class Lexion, the US pack that came out from SSID modding. It's generating a warning. In the there's a duplicate 1110 entry for configuration cover. That's very easy to fix, but SSID modding should have seen that. He should have spotted that. So he's got a duplicate entry that shouldn't be there in the 1110. So yeah, that's easy to fix. I'm not worried about that. It's nothing to do with the Ropa, but it is something that he should have spotted, or at least Giants should have alerted him to that. I mean, there is a mod testing process for a reason. So the log is clean, as you can see, my friends, which is good. So let's go through the options. If you've seen the mod before, you know the options. The options have not changed. Okay, just to be aware of that. The options have not changed. That works. Okay. Right. So we'll go through the options. Okay. So we have Mud flap? No. Mud flap. Okay. There's your mud flap option there. Okay. So this mud flap has an animation. So when you're driving, it sways, you know, backwards and forwards. Just be aware of that. Warning triangle. Okay. Put the warning triangle there on that. Work lights. So there's two work lights. So there's one here. There's one on the opposite side. Side markers. Okay. So these are the side markers. These were done by the Amity team, I believe, in 19. We kept those in because they were quite nice, I thought, you know. So that work was done by the Amity team. Beacon lights. So I've added my own beacon light configuration or element. You know, I chose my own set of beacon lights because these were, you know, they look fantastic. And the modder. So these are prefab from the Mod Hub, and the modder who, you know, is credited. You know, so yeah. Always do that. If you're using a prefab from the Mod Hub, you should always credit the original modder who created that prefab in the mod description credits. Fire extinguisher, on and off. Okay, these are object changes. So the ladder. Okay, so let me tell you. So this ladder, my game, we took my game team took this ladder from the base game Amtitech beat cart, and he modified it, you know, to fit on this one. But yeah, it is actually it's a Giants base game asset. So you know we don't need to seek any kind of permission or license or whatever. You know, anything in the base game you can edit and modify. You can take elements from i3ds or whatever. You know, you can take anything you want if they're in, you know, the base game mods, that type of thing. So yeah, that's the ladder. The ladder then obviously has color options. So the crop capacity is 48,000 standard, and then she goes to 98,000, right? So you can do that. The Trucktronics. So my games team designed this from scratch in Blender. It's based on a real world piece of equipment. So it's basically a scale, a capacity scale. Gives you a visual representation of how much crop is in the cart. And you put that on the side there. You've seen all this before, my friends. The capacity alarm, you know, we designed this from scratch. Okay, put that on there as well. So these assets can be used for other mods, you know. So when my games team designs stuff, it's not just for one particular mod. They are built for other mods, for future mods, you know what I mean? So they can be reused again on other things, you know, in the future. The ladder, so you've seen the color options here, but I'll go through it. So there's just basically a couple of shades of black here, look. Different shades of black. If you wanted to matchy, you can go up the yellow, look, and she matches up. That's the Amity red, and that's a silver scratched. So that's kind of a metallic type color. So for the purposes of the mod, I'm going to just go with the black because I think it stands out, you know. I like you know, the kind of, there's a lot of yellow here, as you can see. So, you know, having a bit of splash of black in there, I think is good. So the license plate is just, you know, it's just a license plate. So the license plate on the back, and there are lights there for the license plate light as well. Okay. Now we'll do the same, and we'll get the Amity Tech version. So I don't need to go through this all again. So I'm going to change the color to metallic, right? And now we'll go and we'll change it to Amity. So there's a massive object change. One of the things that we wanted to do, we moved away from options, you know, shop options. We moved away from options to object changes. So you can see here, there is a huge difference. There's a massive amount of object changes associated with the Amity version versus the Ropa version. And you can see that here as well, look. So these are all object changes that happens. All the decals are different. So the Amity version and the Ropa version have a completely different set of decals, and they change accordingly. Right? So you can kind of see that there, look. So even on the side, all the decals. So the wheels will change as well, look. So a different color on the wheels. Obviously the you know, all the decals and everything will also change as well. So there's a huge amount of object changes built in. So one of the things we did as well is the Ropa. So the real world Ropa Big Bear is not PTO powered. It's all you know, hydraulics. you know. So that's that's the way we designed the Ropa version, whereas the Amity version has a PTO. So that kind of makes them visually different, you know what I mean, that type of thing. And the Ropa version has this chain on the front, whereas the Amity doesn't. And all the decals change here as well. The protection grids, you can see the protection grids on the side, you know. So the Ropa Big Bear looks like this. You know, the belts. There's no protection on the Ropa in terms of the belts underneath here. Look, so whereas the Amity Tech version would have protection. So that was another way we could differentiate the two mods, is by having these big object changes. Just check the log again quickly. So the log is spotless. As you can see, look, no errors in the log. Right. So that's good. Now we need to test it. We need to make sure everything works. I have beads on the ground, as you can see. Let me just move this out of the way. I want to take a picture, actually. So I'm going to take a picture from my game Steam, because this is actually quite good. So I have this idea, right, so for a promo picture, right? So you see the way we have the two carts there, right, side by side, right? So what I wanted to do is kind of a split screen picture. So you'd have one side of the picture Ropa, and then the other half would be Amity. So what I'm going to do here, my friends, I'm going to take a picture here. And now I need to turn the hub off. Okay. So we'll get a nice shot here. So my game Steam can do the half and half split picture. Well, I think that should be good enough, my game Steam. That should be sufficient, I think, to do the picture. So we'll just do that. Okay, so turn our HUD back on again. So yeah, there you go. That's the two carts side by side. You know, so you can kind of see the the visual difference between the two of them. I mean, there are a lot of difference. I kind of basically redid all the decals on the Ropa version versus the Amity version. So one of the things I did in my game Steam is some of the new object changes. So remember, we have the buttons on the right and left hand side. So what I decided to do was the Ropa has buttons on the right side, okay, but the Amity has buttons on the left side. So there's an object change now in terms of the buttons. So as you can see here, my game Steam, look, there's no buttons on this side. So that was another object change I decided to implement to to switch things up, to make the two versions different, because as you know, the buttons on this side are different to the other side. As you can see, look, they're different color buttons, look. So yeah, that is another way for an object change. I made more changes to the the warning decals and the strips and that type of thing. So I've added a few more. I've added a couple of orange ones down here. I added one up here. I moved the position of this one here. So the Amity and Ropa version has completely different set of decals, and their location is different as well. Now we have got an issue here. I need to move that cart. So once again, if you have two mods with simple IC, you have to move one away from the other, because when they're in close proximity to one another, it won't work. That's just a limitation of the simple IC. So now if I walk up to the cart, this should work now. There you go, look. So that's simple IC. Now, if you don't want this feature, it's not really necessary. It's just a little added kind of item bonus thingy. You know, I thought it was nice to just implement and put in. So you can see here the Ropa version. We have the chain. We have all the decals. So you have decals here, here. We have a decal here. There's one up there. We have the Ropa decal there. We have the buttons. There's a decal there. That one there. Got more decals at the back here. Another 3 at the back here. And a couple more. So yeah, there's quite a few decals now on the... and we've done our best to try and match the real world Ropa Big Bear in terms of where the decals are located, you know. So for example, we added these new warning strips. So there's warning strips on each side here, look. These ones. So my games team designed these in Blender, and they're also on the back, look. So if you saw a real world picture of the Ropa Big Bear, you would see these warning strips. You know, and they're at a very, very... It was difficult to get this. He had to design this in Blender because of the angle of them, you know. But yeah, we have these new warning strips that are on the mod now. So I guess the big thing, the big visual thing in terms of the mod is the hoses are in. So my games team has designed these hoses from scratch. Okay. So all the hosing are in. I'll show you it on the Amity version. So you can see the hoses and cables here. So where is my help window? There we go. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So we have to unfold. Okay. So yeah, the hoses are in now. So you can see they're connected here. Look, and they go all the way up, and they're attached here and here, and another hose there. Got another hose up here. So, you know, we've done our absolute best to kind of modernize this mod and bring it to a high standard. All the animations are built in. You know, it's very difficult to do these hoses. It's quite complex, you know. So you can obviously manually adjust the pipe here, and you can so you pipe in, you fold auger wagon. So just to be aware, my friends, once again, if you have the auger wagon folded, you will not be able to fill the cart. You must unfold first in order to fill the cart. So once it's in that position, you will be able to fill the RootCrop cart here, no problem. That's the way we have designed it. She will fill up. So wasn't much in that cart, obviously. Get out of his way there. Let's test the collisions next. So my games team, he attempted to put full collisions on this pipe here. It wasn't possible. So basically, this auger pipe here has partial collisions, so it doesn't have full collisions. So you can kind of see there is a collision. So it'll go through. So it'll go through the top part. See that? Look, it'll go through the top part, but the bottom part, it has a collision. See that? Look, it's stopping it. So that's another thing to be aware of, that the pipe is partial. See, there's a collision there. Look. All right. Now, if I move it down, it goes through. So, as I said, you know, there's only partial collisions on the pipe, and that's just basically, you know, my game stream tried to get in full collisions. It wasn't possible. So, you know, it had to be kind of designed this way to work properly. Whoa, whoa! The hell? The hell was that? Wait, what? So, I'm gonna do a little bit of harvesting here. Just pick up the last of the sugar beets here. So yeah, we're just gonna do a little bit of testing to make sure everything is okay. So I think I've probably done more sugar beets in the last 10 days that I've ever did in Farming Simulator. So I've been playing Farming Simulator since FS15. And the game has certainly evolved in that time. This one is interesting because it spits all the chaff out the side, look. So there's you can select a couple of different heads. What's this guy doing? Did he just stop? What an idiot. Sir, do not stop when I'm paying you. Inside view. It is nice sometimes to actually, you know, look at the inside. Giants FM. Let's load in those textures. Come on, game. For God's sake. Load in those textures, bloody hell. So that stuttering is because the, you know, the engine is loading in the textures. So yeah, we're going to try, hopefully get it out for Monday. That's kind of what we're shooting for. It depends on the, you know, the testing goes. You know, you only get one chance to release a mod, in my opinion. So if you put out a mod and there's issues, you know, it's not a good look. You know, if you have to. I see a lot of modders who put out mods with bugs in them and they don't test properly, and sometimes they'll deliberately put out a mod. They'll say, oh, you know, I'll fix it in the next update, but I'm going to put it out anyways. I mean, that's just idiotic. I just don't understand modders who do that. You know, if you're going to put out a 1.0 of a mod, it should be the best and most complete mod that you can make. Now obviously you can have new ideas and add things at a later stage, but you know, your first release should be your, you know, your most complete version at that time. If you say, well, yeah, there's some, you know, if you say, oh, stuff is missing, I'll put it in later in the, you know, in the first version of the mod, that's not a good thing to do. It's not a good look. You're either going to do it or don't do it, in my opinion. So one of the things we did with the RootCrop Cart here is we built it to you know, such a high level that it doesn't need an update. You know, 1.0 is it. You know what I mean? I don't think we could have added any more features into this mod. You know. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to get a belt. We're going to try with a belt system. pick up some root crops. So let's get a belt. So there's your belt system. So you need this one here, look. And you need this one. So you're going to need a tractor, obviously, for that. I don't have any real preference. Let's go for the Massey Ferguson. Don't use Masseys much, to be perfectly honest. Don't know why. Nothing against Massey, just, you know, just don't use them. I am sure they are a lovely tractor. The other belt attaches to the other one. Pick up some sugar beets off the ground here. Enter, start the engine. So you can all see my impressive driving skills. Not. I think I need to enter the other one now. There we go. That's what I wanted. Right. So we have to reverse this. No. Reverse, Richard. Reverse. So now we have to, god damn it. Turn on conveyor. Okay, so that's that. Where's the other thing? So that will fill up with your crops. You can see the fill lever here. So you have the capacity scale will give you a visual representation of the beets loading in. So we have 48,000 litres or 98,000. Someone with a bit of XML knowledge could probably add more capacity to the cart if you wanted to. Kind of the XML is set up for that, you know. And, we just decided to leave it at 98,000 litres, but you know, as I said, if someone wanted to add more capacity, you could. So here's your beacon lights. Okay. Here is your blinkies. You have your left and your right. You can turn on the lights as well. So your side markers are all illuminated. So the work lights here work as well. So there's your work lights. That illuminates the inside of the cart at night time. We can demonstrate that, my friends. So I'm not doing anything here that I haven't done previously, but you know, we might as well go through everything again. So that's what she looks like at night time. Your license plate is illuminated, as you can see here, look. Light nodes there. You have your beacon lights. You have your reverse lights as well. Your lights reflect on the ground, as you can see. Your hazards. Left and right. So everything is fully functional. And that's what your beacon lights kind of look like. So that's what your cart looks like at night time. It's very, very blingy, my friends, look. So you can see at the side here, this display is actually illuminated at night time, so you can see the capacity and everything, look. So once again, if you haven't seen this previously, what will happen is once the cart reaches a certain point, a certain fill level, you will hear a beep sound, and then at 100% capacity, the beacon light here will turn on. So there's a green beacon light that will flash. We'll go back to the daytime. So that is obviously picking up the crops off the ground here. So that's what your fill volume looks like inside. So this speed here, the loading speed is obviously controlled by the belt, or the Giant's belt. Bloody collisions! I wish Giants would get rid of collisions. It really pisses me off that Giants still have this bullshit about you know, why don't we have the no collisions mod in 22? Pain in the ass. We should probably unload this guy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Bad driving, bad driving. So that should fill up the little gap here. So yeah, so that's loading into that, and that's loading into that. If I could zoom out far enough, I'd probably try and get a screenshot or something of that, you know. Okay, he's done. So he missed a piece there at the bottom. Quite how he managed that, or whatever. Looks like he's missed an entire bloody row here, actually. Yeah, idiot. Brian Emmerich, how the hell are you, sir? How are things? Thank you for tuning in, my friend. I appreciate that. Yeah, you know, we try to do our best to modernize it and to bring it up to FS22 standards, you know. Like all of the projects that we take on, you know, we take great care and pride in the work, and make sure that we deliver a quote-unquote quality product, you know, or a quality mod. So that was kind of the point of it. So let's take a look here and let's see what happens. So we'll wait for the beeper to go off and the beacon light to go off. Takes a while, obviously. These belts aren't the quickest, you know. Shouldn't be that much longer now. There we go. It starts at 90,000. So, you know, obviously, if you have if something is unloading into the cart faster, then obviously the beep duration will be shorter, you know. So it depends on the unloading speed, as it were. and now the light will go off at 98,000. So the duration of the beep will depend on how quickly the cart is being, you know, filled up. And there you go, we're at 98,000 liters, and we have the beep, the green beacon light there going off, as you can see. Look. So that is kind of the main features of the mod. Now watch this. So there's collisions on the pipe, as I said previously. Look. So there you go. Look. So it's moving that there. Look. So obviously you would then, you know, you would empty your RootCrop cart, or your auger wagon, whatever you want to call it, into another cart, and then that cart then would deliver it to the farm or the sales point. You know. So the point of these you know, in the real world, you know, they're designed to be, you know, they have crawler tracks, obviously. They allow for less soil compaction on the field. So you wouldn't necessarily be driving a standard trailer onto the field, because that would cause damage to the you know, the fields and stuff, the ground. So that's why, you know, in the real world, these auger wagons are the way they are. You know, they're not designed to unload into a silo or whatever. Obviously, in game you can, you know, choose whatever you want in terms of, you know, how you want to use the mod. There you go. So again, you can see all the various skinned hoses that are there. So these were the last kind of elements that were put into the mod, was the hoses, and they connect down at the bottom. So, you know, we did our best to try and modernize this as much as possible. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really, really cool mod, you know, for people, you know. It's going to be something different. So, you know, we don't have a you know, a Ropa branded RootCrop cart. So, you know, I thought it might have been a good idea to, you know, I remembered this mod from 17, and you know, it's been around since FS13. You know, the original Ropa Big Bear. So, you know, no one has brought it to 22, and I thought it was a good idea just to, you know, maybe to modernize it, bring it up to date, up to standard, and have a you know, a modern version of the Ropa Big Bear, which we now have. And we've made two versions. You don't have one version, you have two. You've got Ropa and Amity. I think it's pretty damn cool. And they look different from one another, you know. They do not look the same. So the Ropa version and the Amity version are quite different. So 400 horsepower obviously required for this this RootCrop cart. It's kind of standard actually. So there is a side-by-side shot. That's kind of what they look like. So once again, I'm gonna take another picture. Gonna take a screenshot of that. promo pictures. You need promo pictures, my friends. If I could get in the middle here, I'd see. Can I? Oh, can't get in the middle. Let's see. What's a good angle here to take a picture? What about something like that there? Look. Go down a little bit lower. No. I think that's probably as good as I can get it there. Take a picture of that. What else could we do here? Get another kind of odd angle. Let's see there. Right, let's take that one then. There. Let's print that one off there. What else can we do? So obviously we have the inside of the cart. Yeah, we could go in the middle there. It's a good one. Get a shot of that. So yeah, I'm taking promo pictures. So my game Steam, you know, he'll be uploading when he uploads the mod. He obviously needs pictures. So I'm taking various beauty shots for him. And just taking just from different angles and that type of thing. So that one there. So we added a Camso logo, Camso brand logo onto the crawlers here. Okay. So get a shot there. To the opposite side and get another shot of this one. So I think that should be a sufficient amount of shots there for my game Steam. Might get a little bit of close up here on the wheels. I don't think I've taken pictures of the wheels yet. Get a shot of that one. So my game Steam has painted these wheels to try and match the real world Ropa Big Bear. Done a nice job. And oh, are we full? Oh! It's just bad driving, my friends. Bad driving. So let me give you a demonstration here of so the as you can see here, the pipe is fully folded, right? So we have it built in that you cannot fill the RootCrop cart when that pipe is folded. So we'll demonstrate that, shall we? So obviously that should be emptying in. It's directly over it. So you have to unfold the cart for it to work. And then she starts filling. Now, if you fill the cart with crops and attempt to fold the pipe, it will prevent you from doing that. So once this empties here, I'll give you a demonstration of that. So these are features that we specifically built into, you know, to kind of mimic, you know, more kind of realism, #realism. You obviously, if you have, you know, your cart is full of crops, you're not going in, you know, in the real world you would not be able to fold the pipe, because you obviously would squash the bloody, you know, the potatoes or the sugar beets. So that is now full. Whoa, whoa. Right, we'll just let this empty, and then kind of the final testing will demonstrate the fact that you cannot fold the pipe here. So you can see here, look, folding is not allowed while the tool is filled. So that's a safety feature that we built into it. Okay, you cannot fold the pipe once the cart is full. You can obviously unload, and you have manual adjustment on this as well. So obviously once your heap gets too big, you have to keep moving the cart, you know, because it'll stop, as you can see here, look. So you just have to keep moving it about. So obviously once the heat gets too high, you know, it will actually stop unloading. That is a Giants thing. There you go. So you can see here the reverse lights work as well, look. So they'll come on white and that type of thing. So we'll just fold our equipment here. Fold the header. Fold the harvester. A lot of animations with these RootCrop carts, look. Loads and loads of animations associated with this thing. So these are the base game sugar beet harvesters. Very, very nice though. Giants did a great job with them. So obviously the colour, you know, the yellow colour, the Ropa yellow, it obviously matches this. You know what I mean? So, you know, the RGB colour matches the base game Ropas, so they, you know, they look identical. You know, just to be aware of that. And there you go. That is the kind of the public preview of the Ropa RootCrop Cart. So yeah, we are, you know, we're very happy with the level of the work, the quality of the work, level of detail that we put into the mod. Very grateful to the FSM team for giving us written permission to work on the mod and release it and that type of thing, you know. Grateful to Tony Miff and Smitty for their assistance in testing the mod and that type of thing. And obviously my sincere thanks to my games team, who's put a massive amount of work, time and effort, putting, you know, 12-16 hour days into this thing for the last few weeks, you know. So yeah, I'm very, very grateful to my games team. Thank you very much, sir, for all your efforts. I very much appreciate it. And we're not done, my friends. We are not done. Gonna be working on another mod. So my games team is, he's got a whole back catalogue of mods that he's working on. So a couple of the mods that he's going to be doing is the FS22 version of the Krone Big M500. So obviously that is the largest self-propelled mower in the world. Still is. 13.2 meters. We obviously had a version of that in FS19. We're going to bring our version of that mod into 22, and we're going to be doing it properly. There are other versions that are, let's say, not so good quality. People have converted or attempted to convert our 19 version to 22 and haven't done a very good job. So we're going to do the proper job, as it were. And, we're going to improve on the 19 version. Not only are we going to bring it to 22, we're going to improve upon it. We're going to make it even better. We're also working on. I have an idea for a. Let me show you. Let me show you this. This is the walkabout. So this is a massive bin. As you can see, it's got 9 axles. So it doesn't have dual wheels for some reason. I would have thought a cart like this would have dual wheels. Yeah, it's got 9 axles, 18 wheels. Basically, there was a mod from Farming Simulator 17 called it's based on a real world piece of equipment, the Bromar, BROMAR, Bromar BMT 150. It's basically a 150 ton mother bin. So she holds 187,000 liters. So basically, I've been putting the feelers out to the original modders. I'd love to be able to update and convert the Bromar from 17 to 22. And I'm hoping that's going to be the next project, to have another kind of big mother bin. We do have the Coolaman, the 150 ton Coolaman. There was a 200 ton version in 19. For some reason, the 200 ton version hasn't been put on the mod up. So the 200 ton version has 247,000 liters. But what I'd kind of like to do is, you've got a lot of axles and that type of thing. I'm just wondering maybe if you could stretch out these mother bins to make them even bigger, larger, longer. So if you've got 9 axles, why can't you have 20 axles? If you've got 250,000 liter capacity, why can't you have 500,000? Just add a shit ton of axles. I'm thinking like 20 axles, 40 wheels. Need like, I don't know, like 600 horsepower to run the damn thing. You know what I mean? Just an absolutely enormous thing. Just stretch it out in Blender. I don't know. Whether there's any practicality to that. But yeah, I mean, even the very least, just to have another mother bin with the Bromar, even if it's 187,000 liters, it would be something new and interesting for people, and give them more choice in terms of mods. Gonna save that there. So there was a mod that came out yesterday on the official mod hub from SSID Modding. He has his class Lexion pack, the US versions. So he has his original mod was the 600 series and the 700 series, right? I wasn't interested in the 600 series. Why would I want the kind of the 700 series are obviously more powerful. So basically, what I've done is I've made my own version of SSID Modding's class Lexion pack. So what I've done was I've removed the 600 series and we only have the 700 series. And then what I've also done then, I've added class headers. Right, so we're going to take a look at those. Now, I haven't quite tested these, whether they're bug-free yet, so I'm going to have to see if there's any bugs or issues. So look, you can see here, oh, we do have the 780. All right, so we have the 2012, the 2015, and the 2017, right? Okay, the 3 versions there. So I have made my own class headers for these particular harvesters, right? So we have the Convio Flex 1230 and we have the Vario 1230, right? So these are 2 ModHub mods, right? Now I cannot distribute these particular mods because they are not mine. So these are on the ModHub. So what I've done is I've taken 2 ModHub mods and I've gone into Giant's editor and adjusted the decal colors and the colors of the actual 3D model to match the class Lexion. So basically these are US branded headers now, right? So I've repainted them basically, right? So you can see here, look, you can put the extension on it. No, yes. Okay. And this is the, no, that's the same one. Is that the same one? So this is the other one. Right, so you can have design 1 and design 2. Okay. So we are going to get the big boy. We're going to get the modern one. So the reason I chose the 1230 or 12.3 meter version of the headers is because the real world, the US versions of the Lexions, they wouldn't have used the more, they wouldn't have used the larger headers, the 1380 headers or 13.8 meters. They would have used the 12.3 meter headers. So that's why I chose that one. So you have all sorts of options on this thing. I'm not going to go through each and every option on this thing. You are going to get, if you've seen Mr. DJ Goham's video on this thing, you know all these options and everything. So I'm not necessarily interested in the, so where is the capacity of this thing? So we have 13,500, 21,000. So you've got only 2 options here? Is that right? Am I? Okay. We have the 730. We're going to go up the full Monty. We're going to go up to 780. So that's 598 horses. The wheels, I want the tracked version. I've never been a fan of tracked or wheeled harvesters. Don't ask me why. I just don't think they work well. So you have, we have a crawler. Oh, hold on a second. What's going on with the? So what's changing here? Oh, there are changes. I see. So he's changing the design of this thing. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna go with that one. Chopper tail board. Tail board extended version, standard and extended. Okay, let's go with that one. Protection for forage harvesters. Protection for forage harvest. Okay. Alrighty then, that's that. Numbers. So yeah, you can put numbers on this thing. Look, we'll just put the one. CB radio, yes. GPS. I want to see what GPS options he has. So he's got that one. That one is nice. You can put one up there. Ooh, I like the one at the side. Look at that one. That's foldable. Ah, let's get that one. That's foldable. Pipe. So we're going to get the big boy here. 7.9. Foldable. We're going to get the big one. That's the biggest one. That's foldable. Type of glass. So yeah, that's a weird glass color he's got there. Look. I don't know why he has got kind of that blue hue. I'm not a big fan of that one. And then the license plate. You know what that one is. So, as I said, if you've seen DJ Gohams or other mod reviewers, this is the class selection, the US class selection. What I'm interested in, my friends, is the work that I did myself, basically, which is the headers. So I painted these myself, I went into Giant's editor, and I set the colors, to match the... So, for example, I changed the colors of the PTOs up here, obviously the main body. I changed the colors of the decals. So we have the class white look. Okay. Obviously this centerpiece here is changed as well. pieces down here. So basically, I've done my very best to paint or change the color of the 3D model here to match, the real world, Vario, the headers, the US version of the headers. So, nice engine. I want to take a look at the wheels here. Just give me a second. Oh, they're fine. Yeah, I like that. That is absolutely fine. So she hooks up. You have your PTOs, obviously. 12.3 meters. Okay. So that the size of the header would be appropriate for this particular harvester and its horsepower rating, which is 598. Now you could obviously try a larger header, and it probably will work. You can try the the in-game 13.8 meter header. I'm sure it'll work. But it's been pointed out to me, people who have actually used these harvesters in the real world, that you would never use a 13.8 meter header with that particular harvester. So we're going to do wheat, yes. Picked, growth, ready to harvest, yes. So that's your field there ready. So that's easy development console, which is obviously a PC only mod. So obviously we have to unfold the harvester. We have enabled straw swath. Hire a worker. We'll just take a look at it. So yeah, this is the US version of the class Lexion. And Mr. SSID modding has done a fantastic job. It's high quality, even has the temperature in here. Look. One of the things that interests me, my friends, is this. I don't know if you can see that, but the cable here on the CB radio moves. Look at that. Look, isn't that fantastic? So I think that's a wind bend. I believe he's done that. Look, so there's an actual animation on the cable here. Isn't that awesome? Look. So he's done a lot of work to the interior of this. Everything obviously works. People have waited for a long time to get their hands on a US version of the class, the Lexions. So I'm very happy that SSID modding has brought this pack out. They look fantastic. So they're for all platforms, obviously. Taking a little bit of a look around and see what it looks like. So we have the header here that I did myself. So it does match. So so for example, all the let's say the main harvester here has RGB color code. So this yellow has an RGB color code. The black has an RGB color code. So I matched the RGB color codes for the header here to match up. So for that, see that that class decal there. So I had to paint it white, you know, to kind of match. Obviously that there, you know. So it's all matchy, you know, and it all looks awesome. So you can see there's a Convio. There's actually a normal map associated with this. So that's actually a normal map there. It's kind of, you know, like raised lettering. Yeah, it looks great. I'm very happy with it. Yeah, it turned out really well. Turned out very, very well. I'm just looking at the wheels here, the wheel hubs. See what they look like here. Do they match up? They do. So yeah, even the wheel hubs are the same as well. So if I can do this, my friends, you know, anyone with a little bit of basic Giants editor knowledge can certainly do it. As I said, I am unable to distribute these headers because they are from the official mod hub, and obviously I don't have permission from the modders to you know, alter or edit their work. I can show it off on stream. You know, I can edit it, I can show it off on stream. I just can't distribute it, if that makes sense. So, you know, I just did this just for myself, basically, you know, just to have the, you know, the matching header with the harvester. And, yeah. It's an awesome mod. I highly recommend it. So you can obviously download this mod from the official mod hub, the harvester at least. So this is from SSID modding or SID modding. It's the class Lexion 600-700 series, and it's for all platforms. If you want to download it, you can. You know, if you have a little bit of knowledge, I have no doubt that someone is obviously going to make these headers. Someone is going to do what I did. You know, so I wouldn't worry too much about having these kind of matching headers here. Someone is going to put them on the mod hub eventually. They're probably already working on it. You know, if I had the idea, someone else had the idea as well. You know, so it won't take very long for you know, US versions of these headers will appear. I'm just surprised SSID modding didn't include it with his pack, you know. That's the only thing I'm surprised. I would have thought he would have had, you know, headers to match his harvesters, but whatever. Maybe Giants, you know, maybe the file size is too big. I don't know. Right, so my friends, we're going to leave it there. Let's just take a look and see if there's any issues in the... there is, actually. Oh, I didn't you idiot. I didn't map the bloody thing correctly. Yeah, I see what I did there, you moron. So yeah, basically I didn't map the XML correctly. So that's why that is turning up. You have to adjust the file path directory. So that's why that's showing up there. I didn't adjust them. I'll fix that when I get out. It's not a big deal. Right, my friends, there you go. That is the a little bit of an overview of the new mod from SSID modding or SID modding, the US version of the class selection. Very, very nice mod. Highly detailed, high quality. SID modding always does outstanding work, you know. I don't have any issues recommending his mods, you know. So yeah, there you go. That's kind of it. As I said, yeah, the Ropa RootCrop carts will hopefully be out on Monday. You'll be able to download that from mods.mygamesteam.com, and you will be able to get them from the usual quote-unquote dodgy websites. So, my friends, I am going to leave it there for now. I'm happy with what I have seen. We have been live now for an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm going to say Thank you all very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. And God willing, we shall see you again in the next one. But for right now, my friends, we're going to say take care. Thank you. Bye bye.